about it a lot. Christina, thank you. We'll see you in a bit. Take care. All right, nearly 1 month ago today, Guggenheim's Scott Minerd was on this very program, making a pretty doggone big call on Bitcoin at the time. In fact, he said you should expect a sell-off of up to 50% in Bitcoin. Turns out he was nearly right on the money. So we sat down with Scott again yesterday and began by asking him what led him to that call and what we should expect in the weeks and maybe months ahead.
Well, the thing that, Brian, that, alerted me to the problem with the rapid rise of Bitcoin was it had gone exponential. And any market that goes exponential is automatically unsustainable. And so I just looked at it and realized that given the size of the move, which was essentially a mania or a bubble, that traditionally you get 50 to 75% declines coming out of the top of the bubble. So I think that at the time I remember saying that I thought the bottom would be somewhere between 20 and 30,000. We've yet to hit this sort of 30,000 number. We got really close, but I think that this kind of a decline is a washout. If you look at things like the stock market crash of 1987, it takes a while to build a base and consolidate again. And then, of course, the other problem is the proliferation of competing currencies, which, is actually taking some of the capital away from those who would invest in Bitcoin normally, and they're allocating to other coins.
Do you feel like the selling for the big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is over? Do you think it's kind of flushed its way out of the system, Scott?
I think you can afford to be patient here. I think we've got more to go. I referred to this as, it's tulip mania. And the reason I did that is if you study tulip mania, why it happened was with the rise of the Dutch trading companies, the Dutch suddenly were exposed to tulips, which came from the Middle East. And so they became, a novelty and a sign of wealth. And then they discovered that they could actually take a red tulip and a yellow tulip, and they could crossbreed them, and they could get red tulips with yellow stripes and things like that. And so there was this proliferation of tulips. And then ultimately, as the prices rose, there were people who invested in building hothouses and coming up with new breeds of tulips.
So the whole ecosystem of tulips, 500 years ago, I get the analogy, but here's the thing. I can still buy tulips today. They still have value. They came down, but they still exist.
Well, that's the funny thing. Brian, a lot of people say that I flip-flopped here on crypto and on Bitcoin, and the answer to that is no. There's still tulips and there's still going to be Bitcoin. And it's going to take a while to repair the damage, but, Bitcoin, I think, is the survivor. There will be others that are survivors. And just like, back in the internet bubble, who is going to be the survivor? Amazon or Pets.com? And we had to have the flush out, and the crash in prices to have time to sort this out. And I think that's what we're going to have to go through for the next couple